20 version of you. Like, you have nothing on me, my man. You absolutely have nothing on me, my man. I swear to God. I swear. Subscribe! Hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video, and this is gonna be my second day into Wuthering Waves. As currently I am at level 28, so phase 3, and yeah, here are my thoughts on pretty much what happens after you completed more or less every single quest in the game, right? As you can see here, there's pretty much no other quests remaining. There's a few side quests that's locked, but that's gonna be where I am right now. So without further ado, let's get into today's content. What's Wuthering Waves about once you reach level 28? Well, more specifically, level 27. So in Wuthering Waves, the main quests and the side quests, they are pretty much a means, right? They are means to an end for you to reach these specific levels in order to unlock more of the end game content that they have to offer. More specifically, I believe at level 22, you do unlock co-op. Level 27, you unlock the hologram experience. Elusive Realm. I'm not sure why there's a beta here, but yeah, so Elusive Realm, Tower of Adversity, as well as the holograms are the three main endgame contents that you're going to be expecting in Wuthering Waves. And as I'm traversing through the lands with Calchero, I'm just going to basically yap about what's it like from the journey to get to where I am today, as well as what to expect going forward in the future. Right? So once you clear main story, which is chapter 6 of the main story, I do want to say some of the grievances that I believe that you guys will have, which is the main story being a little bit, I guess the quality is not there, or rather the plot is not there, and you guys didn't really enjoy chapter 1 and 4. Rest assured, for chapter 5 and 6, they really turned up the quality, the plot of the story itself. Especially chapter 6. I'm not going to spoil you guys, but just know that because this has never been seen before, and it's going to be the first time you guys seeing it, you will not be disappointed. The tone, the setting, it is very, very different from chapter 1 and 4. Let's just put it as if chapter 1 and 4 was like it was like Disney Channel, Goo Gaga Land, then chapter 5 and 6 is a lot more like a lot more intense is what I would say, right? So look forward to that, and as well as the fact that I also completed Ji Yan's companion mission, which is the second one you're going to be doing after Ling Yang, right? I would say Ji Yan's companion mission, towards the start, I wasn't really having all that because it still felt very, very kiddish to me. But towards the end, it is a very, very different mood for Ji Yan's companion quest, for the main story quest, and all that kind of stuff. So generally speaking, towards the later part of the game, you're gonna experience a much more enjoyable experience with regards to the story, as well as the tone of the battle and all that kind of stuff, right? So that's gonna be something that you guys don't have to worry about. So yeah, that is basically that for the story side of things. For the progression side of things, or rather the characters, right? So right now you can see that my characters, they are still gonna be exactly the same. I have not changed my team since the start of the game. Once I got Calchero, it's gonna be him, Danjing, as well as Baichi, right? These three are the only units I've raised so far, and they're all at level 48. The reason why I didn't max them to level 50 for this two is just because if you're farming the overall, if you're doing echoes, you get a little bit of experience, so just want to min-max. Calchero, I'm leveling to level 50 because, you know, what the hell not? Just to deal a little more damage and clear a little bit faster, right? So I would say the progression so far, this method will still go by, as in you can only just focus on your unit levels. You don't have to focus on your echoes, you can just leave them all to be. But when you face some boss fights, specifically if you want to challenge holograms, even the difficulty 1 hologram, it's gonna be rough. And I would say that there will come a point of time, I believe roughly after the main story, you will feel like you want to raise up your weapon, which is what I did. So right now, Calchero's weapon, I raised him up to level 50. I got a Helo's Cleaver, which, you know, is pretty lucky from a gacha 4-star. Very, very good skills. I didn't really want to raise a 3-star unit, so, you know, 3-star weapons, I still left them at level 1 out of 20, at level 1 out of 20. And yeah, this is the only weapon I've raised, and I would say it is very, very, very important to change this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and demonstrate an example. So this was the old weapon I used. I used the Broad Blade of Night, level 1 out of 20. So just to illustrate my point here, I'm just gonna go ahead and find a mob for us to kind of beat. Right, so right now I have equipped Calchero with a level 1 out of 20 blue weapon. You can see that his attack is now 531. No crit rate, no crit damage, because we don't have all that. And then just notice the damage that we're gonna be doing here, right? Okay, let's just dodge this. 118. 79. 79. And then if we do a heavy attack, 110, 188, 144, 72. So it's roughly around this level. Now we're just gonna go ahead and do it again. Alright, so now I'm gonna change my weapon to a level 50 purple weapon. And now you can see that my attack has went up by roughly 300 attack. So just now my damage was between 70-ish to 110, and then my jumping heavy was 144. So let's see what can we get out of this one over here. So now my base attack is 1228. 128 is my base. And the high is at 227. And if I were to use my skill, like my heavy, it bursts multiple frames of like pretty much doubling. You pretty much double your damage. That was a 300 roughly right there. 458. 458, right? And this happened by merely upgrading your weapon from level 1 to level 50. So I would say that it is not needed to upgrade this, and if you guys really just do not have like a good 4-star weapon and you're still using a 3-star, you could try to just barely scrape your way through. Maybe you might want to raise it up just by a little bit. I think level 1 is just really not enough. But it will make a significant difference with regards to the amount of damage you're going to be doing, especially for your main DPS. For your supports and your sub DPS, it's not as important. So if you really have no good 4 stars, and there's only one character you must raise, I personally would recommend you guys just raising up the weapon for your main DPS, and the rest of it you can just do it at level 1. So far, I don't really have any issues, although my Tanji just do absolutely 0 damage, but it doesn't matter because most of the time I'm just using culture anyways, right? So yeah, that is what I have noticed so far, especially towards the end of the main story where you start to do all of the heavy bosses, as specifically hologram. So yep, that is my progression for my weapon. Then jumping on into the echoes, still exactly the same. All of my echoes, they're all level 1, they're all +0, didn't change anything at all. I have begun to unlock the purple echoes, so this is going to be what you're going to be experiencing when your data bank level is going to be... Oh, let me unlock this. When your data bank level reaches level 8, I believe. Yep, at level 8 is where you start getting 4 stars. The drop rate is 30% 4 star and 70% 3 star, and it remains relatively unchanged up until level 11, which is now a 50-50, right? So your key levels for your data bank will be level 8 for the first 4 stars, level 11 for your first 50-50, and eventually later on, I believe level 13. Yep, level 13 is going to be 75-25, and by 15 it's going to when you get gold, right? So these are some interesting benchmarks you want to consider for a data bank. I have not been going out of my way to clear every single mob I see. Sometimes if they're too out of the way, I just don't even clear them. So I'm basically I'm not exactly casual because I still go around exploring and getting all of the points and still clear. So I'm not 100% casual, but I wouldn't say I'm super hardcore where I'm killing every single thing inside, and I'm still currently at roughly level 11 as of where I am right now, right? So yeah, so now my echoes, every single echo is still level 1. I just got a little bit more of a 4-star upgrade. I basically just use the auto equip function. It is not recommended, but you know what, I don't really give a damn. The only thing that really matters is going to be your main DPS as usual, because Baiji, her healing is always going to be really decent. It's not going to change that much, and then you just get the 2-piece effect for some additional healing will be good enough. Calchero, I managed to get this main, which is the one that you should be getting if you're doing the Echo. It is still ongoing right now, by the way. The Echo event, it is still ongoing. I believe the end date is around June, so you can still claim your Violet Feathered Heron, right? Your Purple Bird. This Purple Bird will be the best in slot for Yingling, and also the current best in slot for Calchero, because he does give electro damage boost, right? So really good. This is the only one I've leveled to +20. As you can see over here, I got one pretty bad sub, right? HP percentage, but the rest of the subs is not too bad, right? Basic attack damage, and resonance skill damage bonus are all really decent. So that is the only echo I raised until I got this guy. So this is the next part of the echo, and some of you guys might be asking, how the hell did I get a random gold, a 5-star echo? The story of how I got this echo, I'm not sure if my editor can include this clip. Maybe they can't find it, but essentially, I was just traveling around the maps, and you guys might have also experienced it yourself, where you will encounter some ridiculously high level mobs, a single enemy elite, and their aura is red. Oh, there it is. Yep. So I basically came here, right? I was just doing my exploration, and then I stumbled upon this guy here. So you might find this strange, extremely high level red elite mobs when you're out in the open world. And when you defeat these super high level elites, I'm not exactly sure if it's guaranteed, but I got a 5-star. And apparently, according to my chat, it is a guaranteed 5-star echo, and they do not respawn. I'm not exactly sure how true is this information. I haven't checked it out myself, but the purple ones respawn, the gold ones do not respawn. So this specific spot that I have over here is gonna be a golem that was level 110, I believe. We'll see if this thing respawns. According to my chat, it does not respawn. It's guaranteed gold. I'll see whether this respawns next tomorrow. But you should be able to go into your friend's world and fight it again if your friends still haven't had it. This one, I'm not gonna give a affirmation yet. There's a lot of information going around. I don't want to see it until I can confirm myself. So that's my part. But TLDR, I got my second gold echo of this game by stumbling across this level 110 golem. I marked it here. And yeah, that's how I got my next goal. And I brought it up a little bit, plus 15. Electro damage bonus, really, really nice. With some decent stuff as well. Defense is a little bit wasted, but resonance and heavy attack is always decent. So that is going to be my only 2 echoes that I raised so far. So that is going to be the progression from my echoes. And now jumping on into tracers, I pretty much have not touched my tracers for Danjing. But I touched it up for Calchero as well as Baichi, right? Even Baichi's trace is debatable because what it basically does is just increasing a little bit more of your healing. But the thing is, by the late game, the healing doesn't matter that much because especially when you're against like holograms, you are gonna get like 1 to 2 shots by most attacks. So whether or not you have a heal, it's not going to change anything. So I would say the most important trades you want to do is definitely going to be your main DPS. It's either going to be Calchero. If you're using Encore, you can use Encore. If you're using Ling Yang, you can raise Ling Yang. It's definitely Jianxing and all that kind of stuff. So just raising up your main DPS traces would be good enough to get you through where you want to be towards the end game. All right. So that's going to be my tracer. And then for Eidolons, I didn't really touch anything. I'm very, very relatable. I did get an E1 Danjing, so that's going to be nice. And then I also got an E1 Baichi, so that's going to be nice. And so yeah, that is basically the state of my team right now. And so far, I have been able to clear pretty much every single content that I've met in the main story. I cleared 1 hologram. I'll be making a separate video of all of my runs in the 4 holograms we have right now. So stay tuned to that. Next topic. Guidebook. I think this is very, very important. In case you guys don't do it, these milestones, like your daily, your milestones, do remember to check up on them. This is the one where from level 1 all the way upwards, it's gonna be a lot of free stuff, right? You're gonna get asteroids, you're gonna get your data bank experience, you're gonna get free echoes. So it is very, very important that you guys do not forsake this. Try to get them out of the way. You're gonna be doing them anyway, so you might as well just finish them just to get the progression a little bit faster, right? So now, right now, I'm currently at level 4, going to level 5. And also you get another gold echo here. Another gold 3 cards echo, right? This is going to be a level 5, so that's going to be something that you can look forward to. Also, a bunch of airstrikes, right? Level 5, level 6, and all this kind of stuff, so that's going to be really good. Oh, this is going to be an Eidolon for your main character, right? This is an Eidolon for your main character, so that's going to be that. Speaking of main character, this might be considered a spoiler, so spoiler alert in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, upon completing the last chapter of the main story, where you defeat the final boss, Malinia, Blade of Mikola, you can, in fact, change her element. Which is crazy. We first start off the game with a spectral element, which is basically a light. Upon defeating chapter 6, you get a Havoc MC. So, I have not played MC, right? I have not played MC. Like I mentioned, these 3 are the only units I raised. But let's just go ahead and see what this MC really do. So this is gonna be your Havoc MC. She looks exactly the same. All right, she pretty much looks exactly the same. There's no change. The only thing that changes is basically her abilities. So now you can see that her basic attack, she has wings. She is like a fallen angel, right? So this is her basic attack chain has completely changed. And she now has a dark after pattern going by. She's basically like a dark Valkyrie kind of thing. And then her skill is gonna be this is her normal attack. I'm just holding normal attack. So this is the left click spam. Your heavy attack is gonna be this. It's like a little uppercut. It's like a little uppercut with your wing. Notice how she only has 1 wing. Yep, she has 1 wing. This is the uppercut. And this is your skill. It's like a little flap. It's like a little flap. So, firstly, her intro skill for our Havoc Rover is gonna be something like this. she'll jump up and do a little hit, right? She'll jump up and do a little hit. You can also notice that my bar is completely full. So what exactly this bar does is gonna be, I believe, use your attack. So now all your attacks will have this little bar over here. You have transformed into like your Valkyrie mode, something like that, right? And then this bar is going to dissipate, and then the bar will disappear. So upon reaching full bar, if you were to do a heavy attack, you transform into this Valkyrie mode, and then you enhance all your basic attack counting until the bar depletes, and then that's going to be that. And then finally, your ultimate is going to be something like this. Ooh. Yeah, so that's basically what she does. And yeah, I think overall she's a really cool character. I'm not exactly sure how strong she is yet because, like I said, she's level 5. I don't really use her. But I would say she looks super cool. And considering that this is a completely free unit, if you guys do not have a good DPS, you guys don't really want to raise DPS, or you guys really just like using Rover a lot because of our designs, then yeah, you are gonna be getting the Havoc element for our character, right? Our Havoc Rover. So that is also gonna be something I'm gonna be getting upon unlocking the main story. All right. Okay, so that is gonna be that. Next, for our pools so far, for our pool economy so far. So what exactly am I looking at right now? So I have done 40 pools from the standard banner. I did 19 pools in the weapon banner, 35 pools in this place. So that's a combined total of almost 50 limited pools, and then 40 summons after completing 50 of the beginner, right? So total is gonna be 90 beginner pools that I've done up until level 28. I would say so far, you should be able to get by or at least get who you want because of, like I said, you guys seen from the previous video, the Wuthering Waves developers, they are giving us an additional 20 limited summons tomorrow, 10 from the live stream and 10 as compensation. So that's gonna be 20 additional limited summons on top of a free 5-star selector, right? If you care about meta, you probably want to think about Verena because she is definitely gonna be the new unit that you're gonna be running for every single team. You're gonna run her because it's either her or Baichi for your sustain / support, right? And in the current endgame, especially in the towers, you will need 3 teams. So she is pretty much like, you're probably just gonna run her anyways if you care about meta. If you do not care about meta, then honestly it doesn't matter who you use. All these 4 units, they're all DPS. She's a DPS, she's a DPS. So just choose a DPS that you like and you're not gonna go too wrong, right? One last thing to talk about before we wrap everything up. Okay, this is the second last thing, right? You remember to get this, and after a while you're gonna get all this like trials. Remember to get them, right? Trials, free materials. This is gonna be the elusive realm. I'm gonna make a separate video, so I'm not gonna talk about it here. Echo Hunter is just another side quest. Feel free to do them. Rumbling Hollow, I haven't done it yet. Just feel free to do them. All right, feel free to do them. This is gonna be the Ji Yan's companion quest. Like I said, really good. And this is gonna be a bunch of free pools by 25. You're gonna be able to get this, which is why I have procured more than at this point 90 standard summons, right? I already done 90 standard summons, so that's gonna be that. This is all completely fine. One last point I want to talk about before we completely move on from today's content, which is gonna be the co-op mode. Co-op mode in this game, so far I experienced it once at the start, a couple of hours ago. I am currently playing in the NA server, right? You can see my ping over here is completely fine. It is 420 ping, right? The co-op actually felt really smooth for me, in the sense where I did not experience any input delays. For example, if you're playing League of Legends, and if you're playing League of Legends with like 200 ping, every input you put, you're probably gonna see on your screen like 0.3 to 0.4 seconds later, right? For Wuthering Waves, I have not encountered this issue even in co-op. So my theory is this game, it is mainly focused, or rather the actions are derived from a client-side server. So whatever input you have, as long as your local internet has a good and stable connection, you're not gonna experience any of the input delay or the lag or the kind of thing, right? So one thing I noticed this ping, how this ping affects my gameplay, is that in co-op, you might start to see your teammates flicker around different places. So one moment you might see they stand in one corner, and then 1 second later they might just teleport, right? So that has been the only thing I've experienced that may impact your experience. It's just a little bit of stuttering. Your teammates will just teleport all over the place. But your movements on your own characters will be completely fine. So this is coming from someone, I live in Singapore and I'm playing on the NA. Co-op so far, my inputs are completely fine, and to me, as long as my own inputs are fine, I don't really give a damn what my team is doing. As long as I'm there, I'm dealing my damage, I'm dodging the bosses, then it's completely fine for me, right? So maybe there might be a bit of a coordination issue, like exactly what you understand where it comes at, but that shouldn't be a concern if you are only focusing about like playing the game together with your friends. So that's for co-op. Another thing is, speaking of the lag and the ping delay, so far this entire day, I have not experienced any frame rate drops. I have not experienced any lag. My stream, I've been streaming for roughly 8.5 hours, and I have not had a single instance of lag out, corrupted crash, UE, United Unreal Engine error, any of the errors that I've experienced on day one. So maybe the hotfix really fixed the issue, at least for me. I'm not sure if they fixed it for every single device. I'm not sure how it's like playing this game on the phone, but for me, the issue seems to have completely disappeared as of this recording we've been playing for the past 8 hours, right? So that is gonna be that with regards to the improvement as well. And yeah, I feel that at this point we can kind of more or less wrap up this video. In summary, upon reaching level 27, you are gonna be able to unlock pretty much every single endgame content in Wuthering Waves have to offer. Namely, hologram is gonna be the last point. I'm not sure level 30 you unlock anything else because I believe in CBD2 you only unlock co-op at level 30, but now you have unlocked co-op level 22. So 22 is co-op, 27 is hologram. Before that is gonna be your normal Tower of Adversity, right? Tower of Adversity, Elusive Realms. There's gonna be one hologram over here, right? You're gonna unlock every single endgame content by the time you reach level 27. So far, TLDR, progression is still okay. Focus on one team, build up your main DPS, build up Baizhi, and then build up one more sub DPS of your choice. No pressure on like spending, like, oh my god, if you're not a whale, you can't beat this game. The lag seems to have been fixed, story seems to have improved, summons is still very generous. That's gonna give us another 20 limited pools tomorrow, as well as a 5-star standard selector the day afterwards. So although the launch day for Wuthering Waves was kind of abysmal, but by now I believe that they have gotten back quite a decent chunk of goodwill from the player base, as well as the fact that the gameplay experience, especially the combat, has been really good. I'm going to be talking more about the combat towards my video for the 4 holograms, right? But let's just say that these 4 holograms, the holograms that you fight, if you're not prepared, you're not going to be prepared. So you might want to prepare yourself a little bit before you fight them, right? So yeah, with that, we have come to the end of today's content. If you guys want to engage in any further discussions, head on to the Discord, discord.gg/Pokke video, very active comment on Gacha game on a daily basis. Want to check out my streams at twitch.tv/Pokke, YouTube comments, I'll stream every single day. Surely around the Discord. So that's all I have for today. All the best for your Jiyan pools. All the best for your, I guess, Yingling pools in the future if you want to. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.